when it starts, you freak out. You're like, oh, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna be able to find a job? Am I gonna be able to date again? Dress better. That was like therapeutic for me. I was like, I need to dress better. I want to dress better, and the better I dressed, the better I was like, I gained confidence again. I started to lose my hair like 5 years ago. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know, because you've been losing your hair too. And so it took me a long time to accept the fact that I'm balding. So when I was younger, I used to shave my hair all the time from like 16 to 18. And when I stopped doing it, people started to say like, oh, you were really ugly when you shaved your hair. So when I started losing my hair, I was like, oh man, I'm going to be ugly.
The freak out, man, I can 100% relate to the freak out. I had all those same thoughts.
You did a video, I think a couple of weeks ago, about like when you're always saying to yourself, I'm gonna shave my head, I'm gonna do it, and you end up in front of the mirror and you're like, no, not today. And it's been that for so long now, almost a year. I was like, okay, I need to do it. It's become, it comes to the point like I'm hiding it every morning. I'm in front of the mirror trying to fix it with hairspray and stuff, because I don't want the wind to mess my hair. And I try minoxidil and all that stuff. And I think one of the most important thing is not to shame people that
Oh
like
yeah.
are not accepting it yet or whatever, because some people might be okay with it, and that's okay too. But it was just taking so long in the morning. I used to wake up like an hour before going to work to fix my hair. I was so like pissed off at myself. I was like, why am I wasting so much time in my day?
Yeah.
And
No,
yeah,
it's really interesting that you mentioned that, actually, because yeah, there's so many relatable things, you know, in each and every one of these stories, and that's why it's so good to have these conversations and put it out there. But no, again, I said the same thing last night. I completely understand why guys go to the lengths they do to keep onto the hair, you know, with the different
yeah,
routines, different products. And absolutely, I don't ever, I've never done a video, and I never will, that's like, you know, if you know, if you're putting this on your hair, then you're a bitch, or you're this and
yeah,
that, you know. That's not my approach at all. It never will be, because all of this stuff is a journey. Like, everyone has different paces with it. And honestly, like, I won't say that I my view on it, you know, deep down, my heart on heart, what I think about that stuff is, I don't think in the long term because they aren't the things that people want them to be, you know. Like, when you're putting on that minoxidil, you're hoping that this is going to solve my problem and it's going to allow me to keep my hair. And at best, it can like slow it down, you know. And yeah, you know, that could be a good thing, allow you more time to kind of work out how you're feeling about it and build the
yeah,
courage to like deal with it, accept it. But it isn't the cure that it's kind of like made out to be, you know, because the fact is there is no cure. There's no like
yeah,
factual, like, just do this, the hair loss will completely reverse and you are fine for life. You know, there are ways to kind of manage it, and you can go the surgery route and all things like that. But absolutely, I never shame someone for doing those things, because I think for a lot of people that is part of the journey, because you have to kind of be frustrated, almost frustrated with those things, you know, when let's say a few years down the line, when they kind of stop working so well, and then it really forces you, hey, I need to deal with this, you know. I've kept it going for a bit, or, you know, you need to be frustrated. You need to kind of use the options that are out there, get frustrated with them, and then you can really commit to like this approach of like accepting it and rocking the shaved head
yeah,
fully, because you've already tried that stuff and it didn't really work out, you know, it didn't really
yeah.
work out. So then you can go all in on the other way, you know.
Mhm.
So absolutely, it's all part of it.
Exactly. I was going to work in a summer camp, so I dye my hair pink, and I think it's the worst thing I could have done to my hair. And so from 5 years ago, it started. I started to seeing it months after months. I was losing hair in the sink. I was seeing hair on my pillow and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go bald. And I think the other when you go bald, there's some other detail you're able to see about yourself. Like I was very self-conscious because I have a patchy beard. So I was like, oh no, I'm skinny. I'm patchy. I'm gonna be a skinny bald man. I didn't take picture of myself like fully aware of it, like okay, I'm losing hair day one, day two, because I was in denial. I was like, no, I'm not going to lose my hair. So every picture I have of myself are kind of like the perfect angle, the perfect light effect, so it don't show. A year ago, I started to accept it when I was like, okay, you know what, there's nothing I can do with my hair. But before that, I was looking at, I actually found your channel because I was looking at another channel. He's a hair surgeon, and he's been to one of your podcasts. I think.
Oh, is it Joe Tillman, the hair transplant guy?
Yeah, I think it's him, and I really like his approach to it. He was like, not every guy should do it, and some guy end up just paying so much money because it's not for them. So I was like, well, okay, and I don't have that kind of money laying around. So I was like, I'll have to find another option. So I was like, oh, I'll start minoxidil. So I started minoxidil, but it gives me so it gave me so big headaches. I was like, I was in pain all the time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop that. And I saw hair fiber, so I tried hair fiber, and it worked for a while because my thinning, the way it is, it's just, it's not, I'm not receding all the way up. It's just, it's see-through. Like when I'm in the light, you can see the top of my head, and I was like, oh, okay. So I tried that for quite a while, and then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give up on that. And I saw something. It's a community of people trying minoxidil for their beard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's kind of when it started. I started to accept. I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do about my hair. I'm gonna fix the beard. So I started to use minoxidil on my beard, and well, the minoxidil works differently for the hair and for the beard. For the beard, it stays. And so I used minoxidil for a while, and then I stopped it, and I was like, okay, I have a beard now. I won't look like the uh, like nothing or whatever. That was my mentality at
Yeah,
the time.
you obviously had an image in your head of
Yeah,
like how awful it was you were going to look with the no beard, the shiny
yeah,
bald head, and that's often what happens. Yeah, we kind of think we just kind of assume the worst, don't we? Like it's going to look
yeah,
terrible. I did the exact same thing. I thought,
yeah,
what, dude, if I go bald, I was like, I'm going to look just awful, and I couldn't really picture what I would look like. But I knew, I didn't know, but I thought I knew that I would look terrible. And so, yeah, you just play that up in your mind, this horrible picture of how you're
yeah.
going to look. Why don't we, before we get on to the kind of accepting it and things like that, if we take a little bit of a step back. So how old were you when you first sort of
Oh,
noticed?
I was 19 years old.
Okay. So
So when you're 19 years old and all your friends got perfect airline, you're like, oh no, no, I'm not gonna be that guy in my group of friends who loses hair.
yeah. So you're 19 years old, and you said the first kind of signs that you noticed. So as you said, you got like this diffused thinning where it's sort of falling
Yeah.
out evenly. Was like, yeah, more hair. You said it on the pillow and like in the shower, things like that.
Yeah, and it was it was also when I was like fixing my hair. I started to notice that like I was losing my hair in diagonal like that. So I was like it was harder and harder to place it to look good. So that's when it started for real. So when I had a photo shoot with one of my friend, and we could see the top of my head beneath my hair. So I was like, oh no, 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 it's going down for real now. And that was like 2 years after that I started to notice for real. I think I was 21 when I took that photo shoot, and I was like, oh no, it's going down. And then the year after, another photo I saw, like I was receding way up. And then I think after I just stopped taking picture with my hair. I always wore a hat, a beanie, or whatever, because I was like, I don't look good with my hair anymore.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit more about this time then when you kind of know now for real, like you're thinking, okay, like it's actually seriously falling out here.
Yeah.
You know, during that time when you kind of recognize and you kind of beginning to accept that it's actually happening, how is that sort of making you feel? Like you mentioned you're kind of having these thoughts in your head about like where this is going to go, like am I going to get a job, you know, lots of anxieties over these things.
It was affecting me, but I think I was lucky to have some people around me to cheer me up and to hype me up. I had a girlfriend at that time when I really started to lose all my hair, and she was like, "It's not that bad, and you look good. You look good anyway if you don't have hair or whatever." So it kind of helped me, but on a day-to-day basis, she saw me in the morning, every morning in the mirror fixing my hair. She saw me before we go out. It took me so much time to get out because I was fixing my hair. I needed to have my hair the perfect way before we get out and go see people. Because I knew at the time the way I was thinking in my head, it was like she thinks I'm perfect, but people around her will see differently. What will they think of her? Would it affect what she thinks of me if they talk to her or whatever? So uh, I on a day-to-day basis it was okay with my girlfriend at the time, but with me it wasn't. Like
Yeah.
I was very self-conscious about it.
Yeah, in that when you're in that mind frame, like you said, and you're self-conscious, you don't have the confidence. It actually, it's strange, isn't it? It doesn't matter what a girlfriend or a good friend will actually say. It really
Yeah,
doesn't offer that much comfort, because I think a lot of guys would also think like, you know, if the girlfriend's saying like, "Oh, it's fine," or like, "Oh, you can hardly notice it," and then you start to think, well, oh, but you still can notice it,
yeah,
not like no one can see it or what you're talking about. Like it's obviously you can notice it, you know, and they might say, "Oh, it looks fine," like, "Oh," or, "Oh, I still love, you know, I still love you
yeah.
with the thinning hair," like whatever. And then, but for some reason, right, it just doesn't make you feel better when they say
No.
that. It's almost like you just think, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're trying to be nice," or, you know, "You're my girlfriend, so you kind of have to say that."
Hmm.
It's a strange thing that happens like that, right?
Yeah. I was walking like on the street in Montreal, and I was just aware of people. I was thinking that people looked at my hair, and one time I sat down for a coffee with a friend, and it destroyed me. All all the time we were drinking coffee, he kept staring at my hair, and I was like, man, if he kept staring at my hair, it's noticeable now.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
never saw that friend again.
Really, really, you're gonna
No, 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 no.
pick up on those things, right? And that's it. Yeah, that is the thing. Like, are people going to notice, or
Mhm.
you look at someone like, and you think, oh, they're looking at my hair, or they're gonna kind of see it. You talked about this thing, you know, before you went out, you would obviously, you know, do lots of styling, and before you went to work in the morning, you'd have a sort of routine. Can you
Yeah.
describe to me a little bit more about this sort of routine that you had? Whether what was it? Did you have to like wash it and then dry it a certain
Yeah.
way, things like that?
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to look good. I had to put a lot of volume in my hair, so they were like I pull my hair back. When I started to lose my hair, I had to use the dryer to do that. I had to use a dryer to look a certain way. The more and more and more I use a hair dryer, because a hair dryer is hot, so it was like worse for my hair. And boy, I had to wash my hair every morning. I had to air dry them, and then I was putting some pomade inside of my on top of my hair, and then sometimes it was just not uh, looking good, so I had to wash it again and start it again. So
Yeah.
that's the longest part of my that was the longest part of my morning, was to trying to find the right fit, the perfect hairstyle, and then leaving. So I'm glad that I don't have to do that anymore, because I just wake this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I can be in a car with the window rolled down, and I'm like, the hair in my wind doesn't change anything. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
I can imagine it that going having these routines, and obviously, okay, once you've got it, the hair kind of set, ready to go out the door, but maybe like 1 or 2 hours later, if you've been out in the wind or
Yeah,
it's raining or something, did that create more like worries, and you had to
yeah.
like check it and things like that again?
Yeah, I used to check out my and it's still part of me because it's been part of me for so long. But I was checking myself. Any reflection, I was like, is my hair okay? And uh, I'm with a different girlfriend now, and sometimes she said, you look a lot. You look at yourself a lot in the mirror in the reflection. I explained it to her, and she understands it.
It's an old habit, right?
Yeah.
Just from the hair time. So for yourself then, when did it get to the point you obviously said you tried the minoxidil and the hair fibers and you had your like styling routine. So how have we got to this point today then? How did it start to kind of change?
Thing was to dress better. That was like therapeutic for me. I was like, I need to dress better. I want to dress better, and the better I dress, the better I was like, I gained confidence again.
Yeah.
So for me, it was to dress better.
And were those things before you decide to shave it off, right? You would put those things in place and then you kind of felt, okay, I'm feeling good about this now. Maybe we can tackle the hair situation.
Yeah, because for me, before I decided to shave it, it was working fine because every time I was entering a room, people were not seeing my hair loss. They were seeing the best looking dressed man in the room. So that was kind of my idea. Was like, okay, I'm bald, but I'm gonna be I'm gonna dress. I will always be the most like handsome man in the room anyway. So
Yeah, best dressed.
yeah, best dressed.
Good. No, I love it. Just really quickly before we talk about like actually you like shaving it off and
Mhm.
how that went down, I just want to quickly touch again on this. We mentioned it briefly, the fears, right?
I think my biggest fear was to people already told me I was looking bad when I used to shave my hair, yeah, when I was younger. So I was like, I don't want people to tell me I look bad. They already did actually. So that was keeping me away from doing it. But I used to do stand up back in the day, so it kind of helped me like during the process to accept it with humor. At first I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose my hair, and say I was laughing about it because I was like, if I laugh about it, nobody will laugh about it because it's not funny. I'm laughing about it. So it kind of helped me during the process to accept it.
Good.
And I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. I just did it one morning. I was working at the summer camp this year, and I woke up, didn't woke up my girlfriend, and I just went razor, like shave my head. I was like, it's today. And then I came back, and I wanted to see a genuine reaction. I wanted to see, will she lied about it, whatever. And she was genuinely, she liked it. So I was like, oh, cool. And then I met other people at camp because my mentality, I was like, I'm gonna shave my head when summer camp is over, so I won't see anyone for a while. I'll be alone. If it's not a good look, I'll be alone to know it. So I shaved my head, and almost everybody was like, it's a good look.
It's just a look that we all think is going to look terrible, and I think it's just such a nice surprise when you actually do it and commit to it. It's often a real pleasant
Yeah.
surprise. What gave you that inspiration then in the morning when you woke up and you decided now is the time?
Uh, um, I think it was one of your videos like a couple of days ago, and I also was looking for fashion stuff, and I saw a dude on YouTube. He's got hair, but he was talking about how to be confident as a bald guy. And I saw you commented the video, and you were like, I like the energy, whatever. And I was like, I watched one of your video talking about. I think you were growing back your hair
Hmm.
and talking about like all the process that comes with it. And I was like, man, I needed to do it. I just need to do it. Like these people looks like they're fine with it, and I need to try it. At least I'm gonna try it. It's winter's coming. If I don't like it, I'll put a beanie back on. I'll grow my hair back or whatever. But surprisingly, I was shaving my head. I was smiling at myself. I was like, what are you smiling about? I was like, it does look good. I think seeing people okay with it, and seeing people like having being so passionate like yourself about it to help people who struggle with hair loss, that helped me a lot.
Good, good. No,
Yeah.
I'm really pleased to hear that. And I'd love to hear more. Just yeah, about when you're doing it. You said as you were going through it, you wanted to get those genuine reactions, and you said, I mean, you obviously must have reacted well to be smiling like when you were doing
Yeah.
it. How did you feel like during and once you'd done it? Like, did you feel that sense of relief that I talk about a lot?
Yes, that was a relief. I almost cried because I was like, it's over. All the time I'm putting every morning on it, every time I come out or whatever, I was like, it's over. It's fine. I'm free. That was a feeling of liberty. That was very great. And yes, as you said, it was like a big relief. I was like, finally over with this. I was accepting it because I was seeing myself in the mirror and I was like, it looks good. So it was a big relief for me.
Apart from that initial, you feel much more free and things like that. Have you noticed changes in any other ways? Maybe guys talk about, well, I don't have this hair to worry about now, and put that into like other productive things. I mean, how has it been? How has this month been in general? Have you noticed
Yeah.
a difference?
Well, when I shaved my hair, I was going on a road trip with my girlfriend. So I had at the beginning, I had sometimes I had some doubts. I was like, oh, I'm not really sure this morning if I like it or not, because I was still not getting I was still getting used to it. And then one time we were at a restaurant and I was mistaken for a stand-up comedian in here, and that was funny and I liked it. I was like, oh, okay, so even though I have like I don't know, I have a shaved head, it kind of means I'm good looking. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I came back and I was like, I want to be productive about it. I want to give back to people, because people give me some way to in some way some inspiration to do it. So I was like, I want to do that for someone else. So I texted my photographer and I was like, we need to do a photo shoot. I want to do a photo shoot. And she was like, oh, bring your hat or whatever. And I was like, no, I want people to be inspired by someone being confident about his hair loss. It was very important to me to show people, because it was my Instagram. So that was not just my girlfriend and like one of my friends. It was like everybody in my life will see it. And it was important to me. So I did the photo shoot, and while we were doing it, she showed me the picture and I was like so satisfied. I was like, it looks so damn good. I want people to see that. And there's not much content for French people in Quebec here about like hair loss and all that stuff. So I was like, I want to give the French community some way to have an inspiration or whatever in their language. So that's what I've been trying to do for the like past month. I've been trying to I'm trying to build a project to do something with mixed with fashion and with acceptance and body positivity and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's how I've been like uh, using my time for the
Good.
past.
No, I love that, and we'll have to get some of those pictures if you're happy for us to do that,
Yeah,
and we can put
sure.
those in that conversation. And of course, we'll link your Instagram and things to do there. But all the power to you for doing that. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Being here on the podcast through your own kind of experience with the hair loss, now being quite a recent thing as well, you can kind of really know how it felt before,
Yeah.
when you were dealing with it, and now how it kind of feels after. So based on your own experience, like what advice would you give to guys who are maybe where you were, let's say, 6 months or a year ago with the thinning hair situation and having a tough time with it?
I mean, you have to be ready. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the right mindset. So it's important not to rush things. I think you need to to accept some stuff and do some work on yourself. I think, but I think you agree with that. You need to work on yourself before you do the big move. When you're ready, just do it. You're gonna look good anyway. I genuinely believe it as much as you do, and it's a big relief on so many level. Um, I find every day some stuff that reminds me that it's so much better now. I'm like, yeah, I was with my friend the other day in his car, and just the wind in my hair was like, I don't need to be self-conscious about it. And just the little details that uh, you will come to live will makes it so much worth it. So I don't know. That's my advice is like take the time it takes. Sometimes it takes times, but it's better that to have some regrets or some stuff like that.
Yeah, when I think when deep down, you kind of feel like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
time, and if you have to work up to that, then that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I like that advice. And I think you mentioned like the photo shoot that you did, and you could call that a bit of a passion project, and I
yeah,
definitely think that working on yourself and replacing all that
yeah,
sort of negative energy with more positive things, different projects or
yeah,
anything that you're interested in is a must, really, to really just get out there and start living it, not being held back by the hair that was holding
yeah,
you back before, and really make the most of it. So no, I love that, man. Thank you so much.
yeah. Thank you.